The US dollar is the world's most coveted reserve currency. In a way, it's the only currency in the world you can bring anywhere and exchange. But how would things change if the dollar was eventually replaced by the Chinese yuan? Did you know that the dollar's share of central bank reserves has dropped from 71% to 59% since 2000? The Chinese yuan has been cited as the single most significant source of dollar depreciation. Is the dollar destined to become the world's reserve currency? Are Chinese yuans becoming reserve currencies? So, in today's video, we'll try to break everything down. Welcome to Wealthy Mindset, where we explore unique and breathtaking angles from the world of money, economics, personal finance, and investing. But before we dive into it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, click on the bell icon right there so you never miss any of our subsequent videos. In some ways, China hopes for its currency to replace the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. It would have greater influence over its economy as a result of this. China is making attempts to achieve this as its economic strength develops. Since joining the World Trade Organization in 2001, China has rapidly eclipsed the United States as the leading supplier of items to Europe, Asia, Africa, and South America. If China and its key suppliers chose to retain their own currencies for exchange, the demand for the RMB would skyrocket, propelling Chinese currency closer to becoming a major international reserve currency. China is presently the most important trading partner for 125 nations across the world. Holding RMB would lower transaction costs and lower exchange rate volatility, but there is another reason that many countries are now considering. It would allow them to avoid US sanctions. We only need to look at the US sanctions against Russia to see why many of the other countries are now contemplating becoming less reliant on the US dollar. In some ways, the US attempted to weaken Russia's economy or cause the Russian ruble to fall in value. This politicization of the US dollar is a newish cause of violence that America may employ to attack its opponents, and it has far-reaching ramifications for the future of global politics and policy. However, it is possible that it will become the primary justification for additional countries abandoning the US currency. Many nations are becoming concerned that they could become the next victims of US sanctions as the globe monitors economic measures against Russia. For decades, the US dollar has ruled the world, but that is changing due to some of the recent American trade initiatives. They are, in a sense, shooting themselves in the foot. The Chinese, Russians, and Iranians are all developing competing currencies and institutions in order to keep up with the World Bank. Many countries' economies are now entirely reliant on the US dollar, and they are now considering de-dollarization. What we will see is a gradual reduction in the usage of the dollar by little amounts in order to lessen their dollar exposure. China's CBDC, central bank digital currency, is more like a technological breakthrough that will have a significant influence on global trade in the future. It has essentially made significant progress in the race to create a worldwide central bank digital currency. China has a decade's worth of financial technology ahead of it, and it has the ability to instantly surpass the United States. But while it is unlikely to overthrow the dollar's hegemony, it may as well be able to. In international trade, the digital yuan has the potential to greatly reduce the use of dollars. We all know that China is the world's greatest exporter, and will in a way see the digital yuan gradually replacing the dollar when acquiring goods from China. Chinese policymakers are attempting to make it simpler to exchange the yuan in global markets. Greater open financial and political institutions may be jeopardized as a result of this. China even supported the renminbi trading hub for the US on March 23, 2015. This makes yuan exchanges in Canadian banks quicker for North American businesses. China has established comparable commercial centers in Singapore and London. They're also establishing a renminbi trading center in the United States, which will reduce expenses for American businesses doing business with China. This would also allow US financial firms to provide yuan-denominated contracts and hedges. Well, the dollar's prominence as the world's reserve currency is based on more than just transaction volume. Nonetheless, the US economy's resilience inspires confidence. The most essential factors are financial market transparency and monetary policy stability in the United States. In a 2013 report, Stuart Oakley, managing director of Nomura, stated that China had $4 trillion to $5 trillion in unallocated central bank reserves, some of which may be in yuan. China's central bank's desire to own this currency will rise as even more bilateral swap lines have been established, and China progresses further towards its goal of capital market liberalization. Could China's goal of making the yuan the world's reserve currency result in the dollar's demise? Most likely not. A prolonged slowdown will result in a dollar depreciation rather than a disaster. If you enjoyed this video, slap a like on it and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest business trends and interesting facts. You can also turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any of our mind-blowing videos. We'll catch you in the next one. Until then, bye!